The woman slept for a full cycle of 60 years in the ancient tomb. Unexpectedly, she was discovered by the archaeological team. They thought the woman had just sneaked in, so they asked her how she had gotten in. At this time, the woman asked them what year it was. Upon learning that today was the year 2025, the woman then realized that she had slept for a full cycle of 60 years. She never expected that her lifetime of cultivation had led to sitting in meditation for an entire cycle. However, a few people thought she was crazy. They immediately decided to report the matter to the relevant authorities. Consequently, the police station staff called Qin Xiaohao, who was delivering food, claiming that they had found an elderly person who was lost. This elderly person claimed to be Xiaohao's great-grandmother. Unexpectedly, upon hearing this, Xiaohao became furious. His great-grandmother had passed away a long time ago. How could this be his great-grandmother? In anger, he hung up the phone. He went back home to burn incense in front of his grandfather's portrait. Unexpectedly, his grandfather's portrait fell over. Next, a note fell out of a book. He picked up the note and looked at it, only to discover to his surprise that the Qin family's great-grandmother had left home many years ago in search of spiritual enlightenment and immortality. It stated that if great-grandmother were to return to the human world again one day, her descendants must treat her kindly. It was then he realized that great-grandmother was actually still alive. So, he went to bring her back. However, Xiaohao was very poor. He didn't even have money to buy some food for great-grandmother. This made great-grandmother sigh deeply. That after living in seclusion for 60 years, the descendants of the Qin family had fallen into such destitution. When she saw the messy state of his living quarters, she gave Xiaohao a jade pendant to exchange for money. Unexpectedly, Xiaohao thought it was fake, because he had heard his grandfather say before that the Qin family had been farmers for 3 generations. So he assumed that anything great-grandmother gave couldn't be anything valuable. Seeing that he didn't believe it was real, so the great-grandmother asked him again to take her to the treasure house, claiming that she had left many belongings there. Thus, she handed over a document to Qin Xiaohao, asking him to take her there. But when they arrived at the entrance, they were stopped by the gatekeeper, who mocked them, calling them paupers, saying they were not qualified to enter. At that moment, Miss Su, who liked Qin Xiaohao, came out from inside. Upon learning that they wanted to enter the treasure house, she gave the gatekeeper a stern reprimand, and then directly brought the two of them inside. Qin Xiaohao took out the document given by the great-grandmother, and handed it over to the steward there. Unexpectedly, the steward immediately recognized that it was the handwriting of the old master. He first invited them to sit down and have some tea, while he went to report this matter to the chairman. Shortly after, he handed the document over to the chairman. However, the chairman did not believe this matter, arguing that the old master was already over 100 years old. Everyone who knew him has already passed away. How could he possibly save anyone? He must be deceiving people and putting on a show. Get him out of here. It's all about waiting. After the housekeeper left, the old master called to inform him that there is a warehouse inside the treasure house. The items inside the warehouse all belong to Miss Su. Their Lu family has been tasked with guarding it for generations, until a descendant of the Qin family comes to claim it. He also warned him not to touch anything inside. Yes, of course. By the way, Dad, a guest just came to retrieve something. I think his name was Chin Ching or something like that. What did you say? His name is Chin Ching, right? You're still alive? That's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It turns out that when they were children, the woman took them in together and adopted the 3 boys. The 3 of them vowed to serve her as loyal servants for generations. It was because of the woman placing items in the treasure house that the Lu family has what they have today. So he instructed Chairman Lu to treat Miss Su kindly, must not be negligent. Then he informed the Ji family and the Wu family, told them to quickly meet Miss Su. At the same time, Lu Mingkai, who had always been pursuing Miss Su, also arrived here. Upon learning that the person he liked was with another man, he became furious and humiliated. He was about to go in and teach the man a lesson. They grabbed Qin Xiaohao, warning him for daring to be with his girlfriend. They planned to have him thrown out, but unexpectedly, just the act of the woman placing down her teacup knocked them off balance. At that moment, the butler came to inform them